Have you ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle? It's a notorious area in the ocean where planes and ships have mysteriously disappeared over the years. Some people say it's because of aliens or sea monsters, but no one really knows for sure. It's one of the world's most mysterious places, and even the government can't seem to solve what's going on. Hey guys, what's up? It's your channel, Mystery Amuse. Subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to receive notifications whenever we are up with a new video. In this video, we're going to explore some of the Bermuda Triangle mysteries that even the government can't seem to solve. At number 4 is Flight 19, a training fleet of 14 Avenger torpedo bombers that was over the Atlantic Ocean on December 5, 1945, unexpectedly vanished. The plan for the Navy aircraft, which were being flown by the skilled pilot Charles C. Taylor, was for a 227-kilometer flight east of Fort Lauderdale, followed by a 117-kilometer flight to the north and a 230-kilometer loop back to complete the training lap. However, bizarrely, Taylor's compass failed during the flight, and it's thought that he mistakenly identified the nearby little Bermuda Islands as the Florida Keys, sending the aircraft into the open ocean and away from land. They lost track of the terrain and never returned to the base, and nobody has any idea of what happened to the 14 pilots of those aircraft. Even stranger is the fact that the Navy sent out search and rescue aircraft to look for any signs of missing persons or planes. They also mysteriously vanished and never showed up again. Coming up at number 3 is Star Tiger. The crew and passengers boarded the Star Tiger in Lisbon on January 28, 1948, only to be forced to leave the aircraft when Captain Macmillan believed the engine needed some maintenance. They finally took to the skies after a 2.5-hour wait, but the weather was so terrible that their 75-minute stop in Santa Maria turned into an overnight stay to wait until conditions improved. The 16 passengers boarded the plane for Bermuda a third time on the 29th, and even with the strong winds, it appeared to be off to a fantastic start. The pilot chose to fly low to try to avoid the strong wind, and Macmillan had promised to radio relay weather information with another plane that had set out an hour earlier. They were pelted by torrential rain and violent gusts shortly after takeoff, but he persisted. After 10 hours in the air, he was finally beginning to approach Bermuda, signaling the end of the journey. Then, suddenly, out of nowhere, all contact with Star Tiger was lost, and the plane, along with all of its occupants, disappeared without a trace. While conspiracy theorists of the phenomenon believe it may have been related to prior engine problems or bad weather, the time of Star Tiger's disappearance was far too coincidental and added doubt to the story. Next up at number 2 is Fishing Trip. Austin Stefanos and Perry Cohen, two teenage buddies, frequently went fishing together in July 2015. They were using a boat that belonged to Austin's family, and his father and grandfather were very sure that he could control it because he had driven it many, many times. Nevertheless, the boys frequently remained near the coast. But one night they made the decision to travel to the Bahamas together. They traveled to the marina the following morning. At 11:25 a.m., Austin sent his parents a text message. Then, the two climbed aboard the 19-foot family boat and departed for their fishing adventure to the Bahamas. Soon after they left, a big storm began and the National Weather Service issued a formal warning. For the boys at sea, however, it was too late. No one is exactly sure what happened to them exactly. However, the two disappeared somewhere in the Atlantic. Sadly, the boys were never seen again, albeit the boat they were operating had some belongings on board when it was subsequently discovered. Now, before we reveal our top pick, make sure to hit that like and share button and show us some support. That said, let's move on. Coming in at number 1 is Witchcraft. Captain Dan Burak and his friend Patrick Horgan left Miami in their cabin cruiser called Witchcraft in December 1967. Now, perhaps we're the only ones, but that seems like an absurd coincidence. Anyway, the two were sailing on a 23-foot luxury boat with a sincere aim of enjoying a scenic vantage point at sea while viewing Miami's Christmas light display. However, the boat's captain called the Coast Guard about 1 mile from the shore to report that his ship had struck something. The captain reassured the Coast Guard that there was no serious injury and no significant property damage. Nevertheless, the Coast Guard wanted to visit and have a look for himself. The guard promptly left his post and made it to the location of the Witchcraft, or rather, where it should have been, in 19 minutes. There were no indications that a ship had ever been stranded or even previously present in the area where the ship was thought to be. Officials searched hundreds of square miles of the water over the following few days in an effort to find a lost ship, but neither it nor the two men on board could ever be located. Whether it's an alien abduction, a time warp, or something else entirely, the truth of the Bermuda Triangle remains shrouded in mystery. It remains a mystery, and no matter how much money the government spends on investigating it, it may never be solved. Until then, let us marvel at the secrets of this enigmatic triangle in the middle of an otherwise ordinary sea. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.